Okay, in this class we will discuss timer operation, right? So timer operation of 8051 microcontroller, right? So timer operation in 8051 microcontroller, right? Timer operation in 8051 microcontroller. Microcontroller. So normally, what is the use of timer? Timer is used to provide the delay between the any two events. Right? Previously also we discussed this one, delay between the two events. To provide the delay between the any two events. For example, if you want to on and off the light with some delay, you can provide that particular delay using this particular timer, right? In the same time, whatever the timers we have in 8051 controller, we have two timers here. We have timer 0 and timer 1. Two timers are there here in 8051 microcontroller. Both are 16-bit timers, 16-bit timers, right? 16-bit timers. 16-bit timers, right? These timers we can use as a timer as well as a counter. Same timers, same timer register 0 and timer register 1. You can use as a timer or counter, right? So while using as a timer, it is used to provide the delay between the two events. While using as a counter, it is used to count the events getting external to the controller, right? Getting external to the controller, microcontroller. That means what? So for example, if you connect any external pulse to the timer pin, right? For every one pulse, the count present in this particular timer register internally is going to be incremented, right? So you can use this particular timer, any one timer, timer 0 or timer 1, as a timer or as a counter. While using as a timer, controller is going to be used to provide the delay between the two events by using this particular timer. Otherwise, we can count the events getting externally to the microcontroller. That means whatever the pulses we are giving as input to the particular timer pin, timer or counter pin, internally the count is going to be incremented in this particular timer registers, right? We'll see now how timers are going to be registered in 8051 controller. Then what are the registers, special function registers are there to control the operation of this particular timers while providing the delay or while using as a counter, right? So that is we are going to discuss now. So how many timers are there? Two timers are there. This one is the, for example, timer 0, timer 0, both are what? Both are 16-bit registers, 16-bit register. This is for example timer 0, right? In the similar way, this is the timer 1. For example, this is the timer 1, right? Both are 16-bit registers. Normally what? Normally 8051 controller is the 8-bit controller. That is the reason every time you can read and write the data 8-bit only. That is the reason this 16-bit register we can divide into two parts. This is the timer lower byte, right? Timer 0 lower byte. This is the timer 0 higher byte, right? In the similar way, this is the timer 1 lower, this is the timer 1 higher byte, th1. So like that, timer 0 is going to be indicated like this: timer lower by timer 0 lower byte higher byte, timer 1 higher byte lower byte. Each byte is 16-bit strength, 8-bit strength, right? So that means what, you can store data like this, 8-bit, 8-bit, right? So any data you can store 8-bit, 8-bit, total 16-bit data. So here you can store all zeros and up to combination of all zeros and ones up to all ones. In the similar way, here also you can store, you can store like this 0 1, only binary data, right? 1 0 0 0 1 0 0, like that. This is the 8-bit, this one is the 8-bit, total 16-bit. So here is what you can store these bits like this: all zeros, 16 zeros to all ones also, to all ones, in between any combination also, all ones or in between any zeros, right? So from all zeros to all ones, any combination of bits you can store in this particular one. So in hexadecimal way, you can store here 16-bit data from 00H to FFH. Any data you can store in this particular timer 0. In the similar way, in timer 1 also, in timer 0, right? In the timer 1 also, right? Timer 1 also 000H to FFH, like that. Any bit combination in between these two data you can store in this particular timer 1 also, right? Simply this is the 16-bit register internally we have, right? 16-bit data transfers is not possible in 8051 controller. That is the reason we divide it to two parts, lower byte and higher byte, right? Lower byte we are indicating with TL0, TH0 and timer 0. In the similar way, in timer 1, lower byte you are going to represent as timer low, timer high, TL1 and TH1, like that, right? So if you want to move any data to this particular registers, timer register, you can move like this: move TL1 comma something 0 4H, right? In the similar way, move TH1 comma, for example, FFH. Then what will happen? This FF will store here as a higher byte. This 04 is going to be stored in the lower byte, right? So overall, in this particular register, somewhere data is going to be stored like this: 04H in this particular timer 1. In the similar way, if you want to load this timer 0 with some value, move TL0 comma, for example 0 FEH, right? Move TH0 comma, right, 0 FFH, right? So then what will happen? This data is going to be stored like this: FF FEH is going to be stored in this particular timer 0, right? So up to now I covered 3 points is that, right? How many timers are there in 8051 controller, what is the use of timer, and third point is how you can store the required data in the timer 0 as well as timer 1. These are just internal registers. You can store some data into the particular registers, right? And the fourth point, how you can use the particular timer to provide the delay or as a counter, right? That is the fourth point, right? First, by this time you need to remember that we have two timers. You can load some value into this particular timers, and fourth point is how you can use this particular timers to generate the delay between the two events and as a counter. We'll see now how you can generate delay between the two events. Before looking into this particular how you can generate delay between the two events, that means how you can use this particular timers to provide the delay, right? Before that, we have two special function registers, SFRs, that is tmod register and tcon register. Timer control register, right? Timer mode register. These two registers these two registers are going to be control these timers. That means particular timer, whether you are going to be using timer 0 or timer 1, and if you use something one among the two timers, what mode you can use in that particular timer to provide the delay. That's all is going to be controlled by the tmod register. In the similar way, timer control register is going to be controlled at what time timer need to be run, at what time timer need to be off, at what time timer is going to be overflow. That's all you can observe by looking into the bits of timer control register. Now before going to discuss how delay is going to be generated by the timer 0 or timer 1, we need to understand how this particular two special function register, tmod register and tcon register, are going to be controlled the operation of the timers while generating the delay, right? We'll see now at tmod register. See, look at this tmod register, special function register, right? This special function register is the 8-bit register. This tmod register is the 8-bit register, right? So this tcon is also 8-bit register. This tcon register is also 8-bit register, right? This tcon register also 8-bit register, right? So this we will say first how tmod is going to be registered and how you can control timer 0 or timer 1 using this particular tmod register. We need to discuss first, right? The 8-bit register, right? First 4 bits are going to be control the timer 0. We have two timers. Timer 0 is going to be controlled by the lower 4 bits of the tmod register, and higher 4 bits are going to be controlled the timer 1. That means what? You can use timer 0 as well as timer 1 to provide the delay or for counting purpose, right? To control the how mode of operation you can control using timer 0. This lower 4 bits are going to be decided. Higher 4 bits are going to be decide how timer 1 is going to be operate, right? We'll see 4 bits. What are the 4 bits we have here, right? This is the m0 bit, this one is the m1, this is the c by t bar, this is the gate, right? Similar way, this higher nibble also going to be registered like this to control the timer 1, m1 m0, c by t bar, this one is the gate. So if you understand this how this lower byte is going to control the timer 0, no need to discuss about this particular higher nibble, right? So this is going to be controlled like this, right? So these two bits m1 and m2 is going to be decide in what mode this particular controller is going to be work, right? Right. So see, if anyone discussed, one is discussed, second one no need to discuss, right? This m1 and m2 is going to be tell you in what mode this particular timer is going to be work, right? If both are zeros, m1 and m0 are zeros, this is going to be operated in mode 0, right? 1 0 1, right? This is the mode 1, 1 0, right? This is the mode 2, 1 1, right? This is the mode 3, right? So this is you can control, you can make this particular mode bits set or reset by using the instruction set bit tmod point 0 means that is going to be controlled, this is going to be 1, right? For example, clear bit tmod point 1 means this is going to be, this m1 is going to be 0. So like that, if you want to reset this particular bits, we have instructions to set and reset this particular one, right? And then second thing is that depending upon the status of this two, this one or this one, this two is going to be decided in what mode this particular timer 1 is going to be controlled. Based on this particular two bits, mode of operation of timer 0 is going to be decided. Based on these 2 bits, mode of operation of the timer 1 is going to be decided, right? Another one is C by T bar, right? This itself indicates that if it is 1, we want to use this particular timer 1 as a counter, right? If it is 0, you want to use as a timer, right? In the similar way, this is also, if it is 1, timer 0 you want to use as a counter. If it is 0, timer 0 you want to use as a timer to provide the delay. And other bit is gate bit. This one is the gate bit, right? This gate bit is going to decide if this is 0, the software way, by making 0 or 1, you want to use as a counter or timer. Counter as a timer, right? Software way you want to control. Software control, right? If it is 1, something external signal you need to give to make this particular timer as a counter or timer operation, right? So this is the hardware way we are going to be control this particular timers, timer 0 and timer 1, as based on this bit condition it's going to be operate this timer 0 in the software way or hardware way, whether it is as a counter or a timer based on this particular data, right? So like that, these bits are going to be decide in what timer you are going to use, in what mode it's going to be used, and whether it's you want to use as a timer or counter, or you want to control as a software way or hardware way. These are all going to decide by the bit combination of this particular bits, right? So now this is the one way you can set. This is the one way you can reset the particular bits. Other way you can fill this data like this: move tmod, comma, for example, I placed 01h. Then what will happen? Move tmod, comma, as 01h means in tmod register data is going to be filled like this. Data is going to be filled like this, right? 0 0 0 0 0 0 1h. Like this is going to be filled in tmod register, in this particular tmod register. If data is filled like this, then what it means, this M0 and M1 is going to decide it is operated in mode 1, right? Here 0 is there, means it want to use as a timer. Here 0 is there, means it is software way it want to control, right? In the similar way, timer 1 is going to be controlled in mode 0 as a counter, as a timer, and in software way you are going to control the timer. So like that, depending upon that. For example, if you move tmod, comma, for example 20h, right? Then what will happen? Data is going to be stored in different way. In that case, something we are going to be used, right? So based on the requirement of as a programmer, that means based on requirement we are going to be used timer 0 as a counter or timer, timer 1 as a counter or timer, or in what mode it want to control. Based on that, we need to place some data in this particular tmod register, right? So this is the way, right? This is the way this mode of operation is going to be work, right? And next point is the mode 0 means what? Mode 0 means what? Mode 0 means that is the 13-bit timer or counter. Remaining 5 bits are acting like a prescaler, right? Mode 1 means, right, 16-bit timer or counter, right? Mode 2 means the 8-bit auto reload mode. reload mode, right? And mode 3 is split mode, right? So normally these two are going to be used to provide the delay between the two events or as a counter. That means mode 1 and mode 2 is going to be normally we use while using this particular timers as a timers or counters, right? So mode 1 operation is what? Mode 1 operation is what? Total 16 bits. Total 16 bits in the timer 0. Total 16 bits in timer 0. Timer 0 is used to provide the delay between the two events. That means timer, whether it's a timer, whether it is timer 0 or timer 1, timer 1, lower bit and higher bit, both 16 bits are going to be used to provide the delay between the two events. We'll see now later how this particular timer total 16 bits we are going to use to provide between the delay between the any two events by writing the program later on, right? So now we need to understand that total 16 bits we are going to use. Here in mode 2 only 8 bits are going to be used, right? So whatever you are going to be placed in the higher byte is going auto reload to the lower byte, right? So that means what? Only 8 bit counter, 8 bits are only going to be used for the delay generation or as a counter, right? That means what? If less delay is required, then in mode 2 you are going to operate whether timer 0 or timer 1, right? If want to provide more delay, you are going to use in the mode 1 operation, right? So these are the two normally used modes frequently, but we can operate in 4 modes, mode 0 to mode 3, right? In 4 modes, this is the way it's going to be used, the bits in the timer registers, right? We'll see in the next step with the programming how you can provide the delay between the events, right? So before writing the program for the delay generation using timer and T-mode register, we need to understand little bit this function register also. This functional register is timer control register, right? So this is also 8-bit register. This is also one of the special function register to control the operation of the timers, right? As well as interrupts, right? So lower 4 bits lower 4 bits are going to be control the interrupt operation, right? Higher 4 bits are going to control the timer operation, right? Timer operation, right? You see now what are this particular bits in this particular TCON register, right? This is the timer overflow flag 1, this is the timer run flag 1, this is the timer overflow flag 0, this is the timer run 0, this is interrupt 1, this is the interrupt type 1, this is the interrupt 0, right? This is the interrupt type 0, right? So now we are going to be discussing about the timer first, right? So now you can see here, right? What are the bits are there? Timer run 0 and timer run 1, timer overflow flag 0, timer overflow flag 1, right? So normally these 2 bits is going to be control the operation of the timer 0 and timer 1, alright? So here is what normally what we are going to place some value in the timer, alright? Whenever, for example, if you place this is the value in the timer 16-bit register, timer 0, and same thing 0 0 0 is in the timer 1. Once this run bit is activated, if you set this particular run bit, set bit timer run 0, then what will happen? This timer value, the value present in this particular register, timer register, is going to be incremented with some frequency. With what frequency is going to be incremented, we will see later. By this time, you need to understand that whenever you run, that means you set this particular timer run bit 0, the value present in this timer 0 is keep on incremented with some frequency or with the clock frequency, right? In the similar way, if you make it set bit timer run 1, then what will happen? Timer 1 data is going to be incremented with external, that means with the clock frequency connected to the timer, right? For every one clock, every one time period, this value is incremented to 1, 2, 3, like that up to FFH is going to be incremented. FFH is going to be incremented, right? So what is the last value to increment? This is the FFH. After FFH, it is going to be overflowed, and once again it's going to be occupied with all zeros, right? Whenever this is jumping from higher last value to the all zeros, this timer overflow flag is going to be activated. For correspondingly, timer overflow flag 0 is activated in corresponding with timer 0, right? Timer overflow flag 1 is going to be activated in corresponding with timer 1, right? These are going to be timer overflow flag 1 and timer overflow flag 0 are going to be set whenever overflow occurs in the timer 0 and timer 1, right? That is defaultly, that means that is taken care by the timer overflow flag set is condition is going to be taken care by the timers inside the controller, right? Whenever overflow will occur, these timers are going to be set, but those should be clear timer overflow flag 0, right? Timer overflow 0 by program. In the similar way, clear timer run overflow flag 1 also is going to be cleared by the programmer, set by the controller whenever overflow will occur, but cleared by the programmer. But this run bits, that means at what time you want to run this particular timer, at what time you want to stop this timer, is going to be decided by the programmer. That programmer can run by making this one 1, and if you want to stop by making 0 this one, by clearing that particular clear bit timer run bit 0. In the similar way, clear bit timer run 1, like that it can clear by, once it's clear, these timers are going to be stopped. So like that, these 4 bits are going to be controlled, the operation of the timers in such a manner that at what time it want to start the timer, at what time you want to stop the timer, as well as when you want to clear the timer overflow flag. At the same time, at what time it is going, timer overflow flag are going to be set, is by looking into this particular timer overflow flag you can sense, right? So overall, this is used to start, to identify the overflow, at the same time to stop the timer, as well as to clear the timer overflow flag, right? These are the instructions we have to control this particular timers, these bits, right? But the overflow flag bits are going to be set by the controller itself defaultly whenever overflow will occur, right? So that is one difference. And one thing regarding the higher nibble of this particular timer control register. And other thing is that here lower 4 bits are going to control the interrupt operation. So simply timers are there. These timers are there, right? IE1 and IE0. This IT1 and IT0. These are going to be tell you whether its interrupt is edge sensitive or label sensitive, right? If it is edge sensitive, this should be 1. That means if you want to make this controller for the edge sensitive interrupt response, right, this type of bit should be make 0, right? In the similar way, this is also timer, this is for the interrupt 0, this one is for the interrupt 1, right? If you make it 1, if both are make it 1 set, then what that interrupts, external interrupt 1, external interrupt 1 and external interrupt 2, 0 and 1, these two are, we are going to plan for the edge sensitive, right? So that is going to tell you. If it is level sensitive, you should make both the bits 0 by same way. Set bit interrupt 1 or clear interrupt type 0, right? In the similar way, once you sense this particular the edge state by making one edge sensitive, whenever this edge sensitive interrupt come to 1, come to edge sensitive interrupt is there, right? If it is edge sensitive, right, it is going to be 1. If it is 0, that means this interrupt, external interrupt, it is 0 means by that time processor controller is doing interrupt operation, right? So whenever edge is there, this is going to be 1. It is, but if it is 0 means this is going to be process this particular interrupt. Whatever the interrupt causes for this particular, you get from the external interrupt 1. In the similar way, this is also. Once this edge sensitive is detected, it is going to be 1. It is 0 means the processor is going to be in action with interrupt which is given through interrupt pin 0, external interrupt 0, right? So like that, these 4 bits are going to control the interrupt operation. What type of interrupt, and well, this interrupt is action taken by the controller or not. You can sense through this particular, and you can control through this particular 4 bits, right? So say this 4 bits is going to control the interrupt operation. This one we will see later on, right? So the concept we learned here regarding the interrupts, we are going to use for the interrupt operation in 8051 controller. By this time you need to understand this particular timer 4 bits, how these 4 bits are going to control the timer 0 and timer 1 operation, right? So these 4 bits and TMOD register are going to be control the operation of the timers to provide the delay or as for the counting purpose. We'll see with example now how this particular timers are going to be used to provide the delay between the two events, right? So normally we will see now, for example, timer are using for the delay generation, right? Delay generation. For example, we will take one example here, right? For example, if you want to on and off the light with some delay, on and off with some delay, right? Like this, on state, off state. So this is the delay you want to provide to on and off the any load, off the any load, right? Off the any load, right? For example, you connected somewhere here for P1.5 pin through controller of P1.5. You connected one load here, one light here, right? So this light you want to on and off like this with some delay, right? To provide this particular delay in between the on and off state, we need to use timers. And we need to write some program to provide the delay like this in between to on and off, right? So for that we need to write a program, right? So to provide this particular time delay between the two events, you can use timer 0 or timer 1, right? So timer 0 is 16 bits are there, timer 1 is also 16 bit is there, right? So for example, if you want to use total 16 bits to provide the delay, that means you need to operate this timer 0 in or timer 1 in mode 1 operation, right? Mode 1 operation, total 16 bits if you want to use for the delay generation, right? So two things is that you can use timer 0 or timer 1, and you need to control in the mode 1 if you want to use total 16 bits in the whether in timer 0 or timer 1. Timer 0 or timer 1. For example, I use timer 0. Timer 0. This is the timer 0. Right. So TL0, TH0. Right. This is the timer 0. I want to use total 16 bits to provide the delay between the two events. Right. Total 16 bits I am going to use to provide the delay between the two events. Right. How much delay? For example, X delay I want to provide. We will call it this delay also, X delay. How based on the X delay, what values you need to place in the register also we will discuss later on. By this time you just take an example of X delay between the on and off states of the timer. Now any one you can use. I want to use timer 0 and total 16 bits of the timer I want to use to provide the delay. Right. So for that we need to control the mode, timer mode register, as well as we need to control the timer control register also. T-mod register. T-mod register, how you need to control T-mod register? We want to use timer 0. That means if you control lower 4 bits, that is enough to control the timer 0 to provide the delay between the two events. Right. Timer 0, for the timer 0, lower 4 bits is enough. Higher 4 bits you just make it zeros. Right. By this time you are not going to use timer 1. This higher 4 bits of the T-mod register is going to control the timer 1. Right. So lower 4 bits only is going to be control the timer 0. Right. So now what total 16 bits you want to use? Total 16 bits you want to use for the delay generation. That is the reason in mode 1 you want to control. Right. M1 and M0 you need to place 0 1. If you place 0 0 0 0, then what it's going to be takes place? How it is going to be operate? How it is going to be operate? In mode 0 it's going to be operate. 0 1 mode 1, total 16 bits is going to be used. If 1 0 mode 2, 8 bits only going to be used to provide the delay. Right. If it is 1 1, split mode is going to be used. Right. By this time we want to use in the mode 1 total 16 bits you want to use. That is the reason I place 0 1. Right. This one is the M1 bit, this one is the M0 bit. 0 1. This is the C by T bar bit. Right. You want to use for the delay generation. That means you want to use for the delay generation means you want to use as a timer. So that is the reason here you need to place 0 or 1, 0. Right. In a software way you want to control, that is the reason you place 0. Right. So if you place 0 1 H in T-mod register, right, like this, for example, move T-mod, comma 0 1 H, then what will happen? This data is going to be placed in the T-mod register. Once this data is placed in the T-mod register, timer 0 is going to be operate. Timer 0 is going to operate in mode 1, right? In mode 1 as a delay generator, and in software way you are going to control this particular timer. So this is the way you need to place some value in the T-mod register. That means what? Reverse way you need to analysis, right? How? What timer you want to use, right? Then in what mode you want to use, in whether as a timer or counter you want to use, in software way or hardware way you want to control. Based on that we need to fill some data. You need to assume some data in what data you need to fill in the T-mod register. You need to assume, and that data you need to move to the T-mod register. That data only will move to the T-mod register. Based on this T-mod register, these timers are going to be controlled, right? So this is the one thing. And before jump into the delay generation like this on off state between the for this application timer light on and off control, right? I'm going to give little bit more explanation how TCON register is going to be contributing for the control of timer operation, right? So here this is way it's going to be controlled. This is the crystal oscillator which is going to be connected to the microcontroller, is going to be divided with 12, right? Then it is going to be give pulse to the circuit, which is going to be connected like this, timer run bit. Then it is going to increment the value in the timer, that's 0 or 1. Then it is going to be increment the 0 or 1 timer overflow plan, right? For example, if you want to control the timer 0, it's going to be like this is the timer 0, it has some value. For example, I place it like this, FDH I placed here, right, in this particular timer, right? Now you need to run this particular with the timer run bit 0, timer overflow is going to observe. So normally what is the crystal oscillator is going to be connected with some frequency, right? So it is going to be divided with 12. For example, here 10 megahertz clock you connected here, right? 1 by 10 megahertz is going to be takes place as an input, 10 megahertz external clock you connected here, 10 megahertz by 12 it's going to be takes place. So resultant you are going to get something, right? For example, here example 921.5 kilohertz if you get, right? Then 921.5 kilohertz means time period is normally is going to have 1.085 microsecond. With that time period, it is going to give input signal. This timer run bit is what? Timer run bit is going to present in the T-con register. If you set this particular timer run bit, timer run 0, then what will happen? It's going to be 1. Then only with respect to this particular clock, for every one time period, the value present in this particular timer is going to be incremented, right? It's incremented to FE for one time period, then other time period FF, that means FFFE, FFFF, then it's going to be overflow, right? That means what? In 3 T states, it is going to be overflow. Once overflowed, this is going to be set. That is going to be taken care by the controller, right? But to clear timer overflow flag, we need to write instruction timer overflow flag 0, clear bit timer overflow flag. Here also clear bit timer run bit, right? Whenever you want to stop this particular timer, you need to write like this. Whenever you want to start timer, you need to write this instruction, right? In the similar way, this timer overflow flag is going to be set once overflow will occur, right? But we need to clear with instruction. So like this, for example, here if you connect 1 megahertz clock, 1 by 12 will happen, you will get some frequency, that by that if you inverse this frequency, you are going to get some time period. With that time period is the value present in the timer is going to be incremented. If you stop run, the value is same. If you start run, then with every time period, one value is going to be incremented in the timer. This is the same thing will going to happen with timer 1 also. For example, if you consider timer 1, right? Timer 1 is filled with some value, right? If you run the timer 1, TR1, then you can observe the timer overflow flag 1, TF1. So like that, internally the value present in the timer is going to be incremented. Right? So now we will see the programming part to provide that particular delay between the light. Alright. So now what we need to provide the delay between the on-off state of light, which is going to be connected at P1.5. P1.5. For that we need to use this particular timers and we need to write a program, right? So now you want some delay between the two events. This delay, this is the delay you want to generate between the on off states, right? So for example, this is the X delay, right? For this X delay, how we are going to be generating? We are going to write program now to generate this particular square pulse with some delay, right? So for that we need to write a program, right? So now uh, right, you can see here now we are going to write a program, right? How you can generate, right? uh, you can write program, right? So you can write, so while writing the program, so first what we have to do, we have to fill this timer register, any one register. For example, timer 0 you want to use, right? Timer register you need to fill with some value, right? That is the reason we need to move data, move TL0 comma 0 F2H, right? Then move TH0 comma 0 FFH, right? FFH. So once you move data like this, what will happen? After execution of this instruction, first instruction, it is going to be filled with F2H here, and after execution of second instruction, it is going to be executed like this. That means what? In timer 0, value is going to be like this, FF F2H, right? In timer 0, what is going to be happen? In timer 0, value is going to be stored like this, FF F2H in timer 0, right? It is going to be now how it is going to be, with what frequency it's going to be? Start timer, right, with timer run bit 0, and with the frequency of this time period is 1.085 microsecond. With this frequency it's going to be incremented, right? If you want to start this particular timer, you need to run this particular timer, right? So before that we need to control this particular timer in what mode? Total 16 bits you want to use, that is the reason first you control timer tmod register also. Move tmod comma 01H. Once you move like this, how this tmod register is going to be occupied? It's going to be occupied like this. Tmod register is like this, right? So these are all these are all zeros, 4 zeros. This one is 0 0 1. So 0 1 means mode 1 operation. Timer 0 is going to operate, that is in the mode 1. Mode 1 means total 16 bits come into the picture. Right? So this as a timer, that is the reason this is the 0, right? This is 0, software way you want to control. That is the reason 0 1 you need to place first in the tmod register. Then in TL0 F2H and TH0 FFH. Now start the timer, right? Set bit, right? Timer run 0, right? So once you start this particular timer, what will happen? With every clock, this value is going to keep on incremented. So when it's going to be incremented up to timer overflow flag 0 is going to be set. Once it is set means it is all overflowed. This is all zeros. These values are moved to zeros. That means what? First it is moved to the FF3 with one time period. Then it is FF4, FF5, like that up to FF plus overflow will occur. By that time it's going to be 1, right? That means what? It is not going to be 1, timer overflow flag is not going to be 1 until uh, overflow will occur. That is the reason here you need to check jump if no bit of timer overflow flag 0 back to here only, back to here only, for example back 1, right? Label, I given label back 1, right? So it is in the loop, it is jump no bit to here only, until this values keep on it's keep on incremented with every 1 clock. Once it is overflow will occur, this timer overflow will get. Up to that time this overflow flag is 0 only. Its overflow flag is 0 only. Right? Once overflow will occur, at what time its overflow will occur? Right? This one time period, 2, 3, like that. When it's going to be occur, FFF minus F, what value you placed? F2, right? So it's going to get nearly D means 13, D means equivalent, D equivalent, for example 13 plus overflow 1, that means 14. After 14 clock periods, overflow it is going to be 1. That means what? After 14 into 1.085 microsecond, for example this is the X delay, right? After this X delay only overflow will occur. Up to this X delay it is in this particular loop only. After overflow will occur, right? Just complement P 1.5. That means what? P for the P 1.5 connected light. So if it is an off condition, it is going to be on condition. Off condition, on condition. Let's go to on condition. After this particular X delay, it's from low to high will happen. Now once again, see here. Here you need to stop the timer. Stop the timer run bit by making clear bit TR0 as well as clear bit timer overflow flag 0. That means what? Stop the timer. Whenever overflow will occur, that means complement this one, stop the timer and clear this particular timer overflow flag. Then once again jump back, short jump back, label I use now back to here, what will happen? Once again it is going to be loaded. Its overflow occur means it is all going to become zeros, right? By this time it's complement bit, right? Then you stop the timer as well as you make it 0, right? So short jump back to here, short jump back to here, right? Then what will happen? Once again it's going to be occupied with, this is going to be occupied with FF F2H. Then once again set bit timer run bit means it is going to be 1. Once it is 1, what will happen? Once again it's keep on checking when overflow will occur, right? So after this particular delay, overflow will occur. Once overflow will occur, timer overflow flag is 1, then it's not going back to here, it's going to jump to here, then complement after X delay, it's the complemented once again 1 to 0, then once again stop the timer as well as make it 0, then once again value placed here, like that it is in the loop, right? Until like this keep on providing the on off state to this particular light you connected over here, right? So this is the way you need to write the program. This is you written program for the mode 1 operation, right? In the similar way, for the mode 2 also you can write a program. Right? Just understand in the similar way, mode 2 also I explained in the class, right? Just I given for the revision purpose this explanation, right? If you look back and just revise the mode 2 also, you can understand very simply, right? Thank you.